Got a little history and nostalgia with the Jenny Lee 18-ounce loaves of the cinnamon swirl breads. Doesn't this take you back to childhood? I remember eating cinnamon and raisin toast at my grandma's house, and whatever it was in the toaster, it just smells like a bakery. It's fresh, and then you put a little butter on it, and the butter melts, and it's delicious. Well, this bakery has been baking since the early 1800s. 5 generations of bakers, literally, because the family name is Baker, have been making the Jenny Lee breads right on the west side of Pennsylvania, on the west coast of Pennsylvania, near Pittsburgh. This offer is bringing to you 4 of the 18-ounce loaves, so you'll have a choice of all 4 in the cinnamon, which is the original. 1,100 available there. All 4 in the cinnamon raisin, and there are 1,300 of those. And then all 4 in the cinnamon chocolate chip. I did that backwards, sorry. 350 only in that. Plus, we have a combo, and that's going to give you 2 cinnamon, 1 cinnamon raisin, and then 1 of the cinnamon chocolate chips. The price goes up at the end of the day on this one. This has over 70 5-star reviews and is Customer Choice Award nominated for Best Bread for 2022. The auto delivery works out to a shipment every 60 days for 1 full year, and you can lock into this price at $29.50 per month. I want to welcome in the 5th generation baker, Scott Baker. And I hope that we might be getting a special appearance from my buddy. I don't know. Is Bernie in the bakery or?
Well, great to see you, Jane.
Good to see you.
Unfortunately, Dad is not in today.
Is he on vacation? Oh.
No, so he is out serving the community. He is a Moon Township Rotarian, and it is their annual corn roast.
Oh,
so he is serving hamburgers and sausage.
Oh my gosh, that man is amazing. Isn't and as are you. I'm sorry, Scott. I'm always looking for Bernie, but I love you too, dear. Don't worry.
Oh, I love you, Jane. I got big shoes to fill, though. He is a great man.
That's wonderful. Well, and honey, you're doing a great job continuing the tradition. Let's talk history and talk about the foundation and then get into the actual making of the cinnamon swirl breads.
Well, you know, it's a lifelong passion. Baking, I learned and loved baking since I was 8 years old. You know, I grew up and people said, "Is your last name really Baker and your family owns Jenny Lee Bakery?" Right. I used to get bullied. I was like, I never thought anything of it. But, you know, by the time I started thinking, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I just realized there was no choice. It was right in front of me because I love it so much.
You got to do it. Right. So when it starts out with the special baking process, of course, when Pat and I worked together, we decided that she's going to be the butter bather and I'm going to be the cinnamon tosser.
There you go.
But we have some really great video that kind of explains the process of making these. I'd love to show that and also show, talk about the 4 flavors, 3 flavors.
There's really no secret. It's just we do it simple. We do it the old-fashioned way. We let real baking do its job. We mix a dough and we let fermentation. It is, you know, fermented in the bowls that we mix in. You saw those bowls there. That fermentation is really key because that yeast activity allows the acids and alcohol produced to just impart a better flavor, a better texture and mouthfeel to the finished product. Once that fermentation is done, you can see Bernie on the video there, working with Mikey, our machine operator. They'll run the dough down the line and get that cinnamon swirl in it. It's placed into the pans. Those pans are really what gives us our unique shape. It's an old-fashioned style crimp pan. It gives us that circular.
There's the butter bath
right there.
Yeah, there's the butter bath.
Actually, I think I'll switch with Pat. I'll take the butter bath. She can do the cinnamon dance. She can do the cinnamon coating.
Dance?
Yeah, there's a dance to that.
Oh, well, I'm going to go home. When we presented this on the kitchen with David last week, I was like, oh, well, Scott, I'm just going to go home and take myself a butter bath because that looks fabulous.
It's so good. And then, of course, the flavors. So the original classic is the one that kind of started it all. Which one do you want to try?
Oh, I want the chocolate. I've never tried the chocolate.
Okay.
Is that this one?
Yes. You know, that was the original recipe. My great-great-grandfather started using that in the 1870s. You know, it's just wholesome ingredients. I think we use 12 different ingredients in the cinnamon swirl bread. Of course, cinnamon is the primary ingredient, and we always buy Vietnam Corinchite cinnamon because it's the best in the world that we can find.
Oh,
and then we go into Julia's chocolate chips.
Oh, I've never had this one before, Scott. This
chocolate
is extra
chip.
special.
Yeah,
chocolate and butter bath.
Right.
Life is good right here.
Julia, try it with French toast, and those chocolate morsels are just like liquid pools of chocolate when you bite into them. It's so good. This is one of my favorite, is this chocolate chip, because we use real milk chocolate. We use the large morsels so that they can be much more present and leave a bite. When you take a bite out of a piece, you can feel that. If it's ambient, if it's not warmed, it's almost like eating a chocolate chip cookie. It's kind of that pleasant.
But then when
in
you
your mouth.
warm it up and that little bit of chocolate melts in there, that's the way we're having it here. Phenomenal.
Yep.
And of course the raisin, which is my favorite.
Oh yeah, that one's classic. That one is very nostalgic. All right, since
you're not going to find better raisins in the world than California raisins, and so therefore we use California raisins. In fact, Bernie won American's Best Raisin Bread contest, hosted by California Raisin years ago. With our cinnamon swirl bread recipe. So it's just, we want those large Thompson style raisins, make them nice and plump and juicy when you bite into them.
Look at that.
Wait, can I ask a question? Who is Bernie? I've never met Bernie.
Oh, Bernie.
Who is Bernie?
Bernie is the fourth generation baker. So Bernie is Scott's dad.
Okay.
And we're doing a show together, and all of a sudden I see this head pop out behind the glass, and he starts waving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, stop the presses. Who is that? He comes out. And of course now he's like our special guest, but Bernie is in the bakery most of the time. And when he's not, he's doing something good for somebody else. He's an amazing man.
Absolutely.
Oh, I love it. Thank you for
clarifying. Call him the Energizer Bunny.
He just never stops. From French toast to French toast bites to little sandwich sliders.
Bread pudding.
Use this in the bread pudding.
Yes.
Make your Monte Cristo sandwich with the ham and cheese on that. All of that can be done with this, or just enjoy it by itself. You have 4 loaves coming your way, and they'll ship ambient in the sleeves in cinnamon or chocolate chip or cinnamon raisin, or ask about the combo, which is what you're looking at here. Scott, please tell Bernie I asked for him, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Congratulations on your nomination as well for our Customer Choice Awards.
Thank you, Jay. Great to see you.
All right, good to see you too. Take care, Scott. All right.
Just so everyone knows, we have some very